Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I am super excited because I'm coming to you with a drugstore video, and I'm going to be sharing with you guys amazing drugstore products that perform like a high-end expensive luxury product. So all these products are my favorite, and I think that they totally surpassed their price point. I think they are worth a higher price point, but it's so amazing that they're not, and that they're affordable, and that they're drugstore. I hope you enjoy this video. Make sure if you're new that you hit that subscribe button and that you hit the bell so you can be notified of all my future videos. I upload every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And also while you're at it, go follow me over on Instagram to go see what's going on with me. I'm going on a couples trip this weekend. It's gonna be really fun, and I'll be sharing with you guys on my stories. So if you're interested in that, go check it out. Go check out my Instagram. But I can't wait to share these products with you guys. I'm wearing them all right now, and I feel like my face looks so expensive, but it's not. It ain't expensive. But I hope you enjoy the video, and let's just get started. Okay, so the first product I want to talk to you guys about is the Milani Weekend Brow. I already did my brows, but holy moly, I love this so much. Now, you may say, hey, have you tried the Glossier? Yes, I have the Glossier. I have that one. I have it right here. The brow flick. I think that the Milani one is 10 times better. It just gives me actual, because I have very few hairs. So I need something that's very precise, a little bit stiff, not too stiff, but can actually make hair-like strokes, because you need to be able to see that in my brows. And the Milani just does it 10 times better, 10 times easier, 10 times quicker, more pigmented. I find that the Glossier, after I get in there and start using it, it's kind of like a pen that you try to use upwards like this, like the ink goes down to the bottom and it won't paint anymore. That's kind of what happens to the Glossier to me, and have two of them. So it's, I don't know, and it's just not my favorite. I love the Milani Weekend Brow. It's super inexpensive. Definitely recommend it. I think it's worth the money, if not double that. But this is my brow product. I'm not gonna lie, I use the same eyeshadow primer every single day, which I can't even find my normal eye primer right now. So I'm gonna use this one. So I don't have an eye primer for you guys. If you have any eye primers that you recommend, let me know down below. But the eyeshadow palettes, I have to mention Alter Ego. Alter Ego is a very inexpensive brand. They have drugstore prices, and they're super good. They're only online. I'll link them below. I even have a coupon code for you guys. But they carry some of my absolute favorite lashes of all time. So if I was mentioning lashes, I would be mentioning the Alter Ego lashes in Amore. See, I have to buy more. Though that's my favorite lash of all time. Today I'm not doing any lashes. I have been enjoying just doing mascara. But their eyeshadow palettes are so good. I've tried 3 of them already, and each of them have just surprised me. This one's Blooms, and this one's just like a fun pinky type of color. Very beautiful. These are super pigmented. You don't need to wet your brush with the shimmers. They just perform very much like high-end, even better than some high-end palettes. So I absolutely love it. I'm going to be using this palette today to do my eyeshadow makeup, because I haven't really used that palette all that much. I've used the other ones a little more, but their palettes are so freaking amazing. I'm gonna start with Petal and just put this all over. Alter Ego is one of those brands that they're just I don't know if they're newer, but they're not mentioned very often, and I don't know why. They have amazing products. So I'm gonna get into Asalia right here. I'm gonna get that, and I'm gonna put that all over. It's a matte shade, but man, and I'm trying to go really light because I have like a minty green shirt on. But they are so like beautiful. They're easy to blend. The mattes are so gorgeous, and they're not difficult at all. They're not, what's the word, patchy. they just are nice. So I'm very, very impressed with this brand, and I definitely recommend you guys checking them out if you haven't checked them out yet. Lily, really beautiful right here. And I'm gonna put that all over the lid just with my finger. Oh yes, this is what I'm talking about, you guys. Look at this. Do you see that? Super soft, super pigmented, easy to blend. This is what I'm talking about. Holy moly. And this is not wet, it's just with my finger. I'm trying to be very light because I wanted just a wash. It's a lot more, try not to be too heavy with it. Okay, is that all I'm gonna do? I think that's all I'm gonna do, or else I won't match my outfit. Okay, so this is my eyeshadow palette that I think performs like a high-end eyeshadow palette, even better than some eyeshadow palettes. All right, so for primer, you guys, this is the primer I'm mentioning, and it's so freaking good. It's the AOA Clean Slate Primer. This is literally $1 primer, $1. It's from Shop Miss A. I'll put the link for it down below. I love it so much. It just smooths out my skin. It has a little tacky finish so that it can grab onto your foundation, and it's so good. I can't believe I'm even mentioning it. It's crazy that this is the primer I'm telling you guys acts like a high-end primer. So good. So I'm gonna, it even has like a pleasant smell. It doesn't smell like chemicals or anything weird. Their AOA brand is actually pretty good. So there we go. I put it on the face. Let's go in with foundation. I have to mention this one, you guys. If I do this again, I will do another foundation, but this one is so freaking good. The Hardcandy Glamaflauge foundation. I'm in the shade Olive. They have an olive shade. They only have one. Their shade range is the best, but the foundation is so good. It has coverage. It lasts through like the sticky summer, through it's waterproof. It is just such a good foundation. I can't not mention it for this video. This has to be the foundation that I mentioned. There's a lot of foundations that I think perform wonderfully, but this is the one I'm going to use today. Oh my gosh. It does have that doe foot applicator. I know some of you guys don't like it, but I like it because it's easy for me to put it on. So this is the foundation I'm talking about, and the sponge that performs like a high-end sponge is this e.l.f. sponge. I love it so much. I don't use any other sponges. I don't use any other high-end sponges. I think this one just works 10 times better. I love it, and I recommend that 10 out of 10 times. So I'm going to use it to blend out my foundation. I have used this foundation and cried in the foundation. I have used it in rainy days. I have used it in 100% humidity. Yes, it can get to 100% humidity here in Rhode Island. And it's just so good and it gives me that coverage. It doesn't have a flashback. I haven't used it with a mask yet. But man, for Drugstore, I mean, look how flawless and smooth my skin looks, and it's an olive shade. It's my perfect match. Just so great. I'm gonna add a little bit more here to give me some more coverage, but it's seriously such a good foundation. Such a good foundation. I'll pop my review up in an iCard so you can check that out if you're interested. Okay, concealer. This one's just so good. This is the Wetnwild Incognito concealer. Very, very, very affordable. Wetnwild is on the more affordable drugstore side. I have the shade here, Light Honey. This one's really good because it gives me coverage. It's very, very smoothing, so I don't look wrinkly or old underneath my eyes, and I think it just looks so good. I have very dry under eyes, and I have lots of like folds on my under eyes, so I definitely have to be careful with concealers, and this is a pretty good concealer. I mean, look at this. It's just so brightening and so smoothing and so beautiful, and I just definitely recommend it. And because it's Wet n Wild, it's so freaking affordable. Just try it out. Just try it out and see what you think about it. Comment below if you have used it before, if you like it. Like, back me up, you guys. If you've tried these products, back me up down below. Really good. And I'm being completely honest with you guys. I'm not gonna just grab a random powder and tell you that's my favorite. Okay, so this is a powder I decided to use today. This is the Maybelline Super Stay Powder Foundation. I'm using this to set my face and to add some coverage and to make me look smooth. This one is such a good powder. I'm just gonna use it with a brush and oh, look how smooth it makes my skin. Look at that. So good. I've shared it on powder for Powder Foundation Week. I'll link my review up in an iCard. You can check it out. It's a really good powder foundation, but I love using it also to top off foundations. It's really, really good. So this is my powder, full coverage, very smoothing, gives you that smoothing effect, isn't too drying. I do have dry skin, and I love it. I think it's a really, really good powder, and if you need a little bit more coverage, this is gonna give it to you. So bronzer, how can I not talk about this? The Physicians Formula Matte Monoi bronzer is really good. They do have their butter bronzer, which is okay. That one's not my favorite. I love this one more because it has a little bit more of like a warmth to it, and it just matches my undertone a lot better. This one is in the shade Matte Sunkissed. I will use this to contour. I will use it to bronze. It's just such a good bronzer. So I'm gonna go in with this. This one, honestly, I've mentioned it before. The reason I picked this one is because it acts very similar and looks very similar to my Charlotte Tilbury bronzer that I love. And this is super expensive. So if you want to get something that is similar as far as like color, let me bring it up next to each other. To me, on my face, it literally looks the same. Do you see it? This one's a tad bit warmer, but it looks the same on my face. Like I feel like they're very much the same, is my opinion. So given that fact, it smells good and acts like a high-end product. So if you haven't tried this one, or you've tried the butter bronzer and you're not a fan of it, kind of like I am, and you're like, ooh, I don't want to try that, this one's actually way better. There we go. I contoured with it. Let's talk about like a bronzer to bronze with. This one has impressed me, and I've loved Essence. Their Pure Nude line is so good, very affordable, and their highlights are out of this world. But this one is the Sunlighter. It's in Be My Sunlight, and it is such a good bronzer. I mean, if you've been following me for a while, you know that my die-hard true bronzer is the Too Faced Sweet Cheeks bronzer. I mean, I've hit pan. I love this bronzer so much, and I never use other products, but ever since I tried this one, I have been actually wanting to grab it because I've been liking it. So that definitely tells you something. So it's amazing, it's good. So I'm gonna put it on and I'll show you guys the color of it. It looks nice. It looks nice. It gives you a glow. It's not too like glowy where it just looks gold. Like it looks really pretty on the skin. So I'm digging it. I'm feeling it. Hair is like, I have like a hair poking my nose, and it feels like I have a booger, but I don't. That hair going into my nose. But holy, like this just looks so beautiful and just gives me that glow, that sunlighty glow. You guys, if you have these blushes, you don't need to go get any high-end blushes. You don't. Drugstore has some bomb blushes. They dominate the blush range, I feel like. But these are the e.l.f. Putty Blushes. I love these so much. I have every single color. I swatched them all. I did a whole swatch video on my face. I'll link it up in an iCard. You can go check it out. But this one right here is my absolute favorite. It's so good. It's called Turks and Caicos, because it's a peachy blush, and you guys know I love peachy blushes. I also have this one right here, which is also my favorite, called Bora Bora, which is a pinky blush, very beautiful, and they look scary in the pan, but they're not. They're not scary at all. I'm going to use this brush. This is the AOA Studio High Def brush. Basically, all you need is a skunk brush like this, so the black and the white. And I just go right on in and I dip it in there. and I can use this on top of powders, which is one of my favorite things about it. And it's so good. It will last all day. It looks amazing and smooth. I mean, look at that. And I can get more pigmented. You guys know I love blush, so I can even add more. Oh my gosh, I'm so crazy. This is the blush I take with me when I'm traveling. They're so great to travel with because they're in that pot. They don't melt. I just... You guys, if you haven't tried the e.l.f. Putty Blushes, what are you waiting for? You are insane. You need to try these out. They're very, very good. Go see my video where I swatch a bunch of them. Okay, so let's go with highlight. I'm very picky with my highlights. I am. My favorite highlight of all freaking time that I have here on my desk at all times is the Anastasia Maurizi highlight, because look at this. It's so freaking gorgeous. It's so beautiful. Oh, my favorite highlight ever. And I'm not claiming that this is the dupe by any means at all, because it's not a dupe at all. I mean, look at it. Can you see the difference? I hope you can. They're different. But this one, this highlight has absolutely impressed me. Physicians Formula Butter Highlight in Champagne. Again, something that kind of shocked me. I didn't think that this highlight would be so good, but it is. It's so good. Very soft, very creamy, looks really nice on the skin, and I'm digging this color. So I'm gonna put it on with a brush that's gonna make it apply very lightly because it is very, very pigmented. I mean, look at that. Can you see that? So this brush right here, this is a Luxie brush, and this is the brush I use when there's a really pigmented highlight that I don't want to just like shock the world, because this one is like kind of a flimsy, look at this, it's flimsy, so it's gonna pick up the product, but it's gonna apply it very lightly. And even with applying it very lightly, I mean, look at this, I look like a golden goddess. Like, it's just, this highlight is insane. It's just such a beautiful highlight. If you haven't tried the butter highlight yet, Champagne, it's a very, very good one. You need to try it out. Okay, I'm spraying my face. The best drugstore makeup spray is the Milani Make It Last. It just is. This is the only spray I use that if I want my makeup to last all day, above my Highend. So I have some Highend sprays that I really like to just make my skin look just like when my skin looks extra dry, but this is the one that's gonna make my skin look good and make my makeup last all day. If I'm gonna wear a mask, I spray my face with this baby. It makes everything just stay put all day long. So there we go. That's the spray that you need. That's the only spray that you need in your entire life. Okay, next, I'm gonna finish my lower lashes real quick, and then I can go on to mascara. I already told you guys, I'm not going to be mentioning, I'm not going to be putting on fake lashes, but the Alter Ego Amore lashes are my absolute favorite. They always look so bomb, and they get longer on the outside. They just make you look gorgeous. My favorite. But mascara, guys, this is, again, you guys, you want a really good mascara, drugstore usually doesn't have it, in my opinion. In my opinion, my lashes are horrible. Finding a good drugstore mascara that I think is nice is very difficult, but this one though is good. If you're picky like me, ugh, look how long my lashes are getting. This one is going to be your thing. This is the e.l.f. Lash Outlet Mascara. Yeah, that's right. I said e.l.f. has a mascara that's bomb, that acts like a high-end mascara. It's so freaking good. This, I can't even believe it. I can't even believe it, guys, that this is so good. I mean, the stopper on it is perfect, so it takes off enough product, but not too much product, but enough to make sure that it doesn't clump up your lashes, you know? This is better than the Better Than Sex mascara that I freaking love. So I'm gonna put this on real quick so you guys can see it in action. So freaking good. e.l.f. finally did it. e.l.f. since the beginning of e.l.f.'s life, they've been trying to push mascaras. I remember them just like pushing it so hard, and I would get so excited, and like I would buy them, and then I'd be like, it'd be like dry. I would open it up, a new package, and the mascara would be dry. It was just terrible. And like, it's been years. I'm talking about years, guys. And finally, they've came out with a very amazing lash formula. Amazing. Amazing. I'm just very, very impressed. The brush is great. This is my favorite mascara right now of all time. It tops off my high-end mascaras. I haven't tried the waterproof version. If the waterproof version actually doesn't like transfer on my lower lashes, then this is gonna be my favorite mascara of my whole entire life. If you think there's another mascara better than this one that you want me to try, comment below, let me know. Okay, so that's for the mascara. Oh, look, I'm already looking bomb. I'm already looking bomb. And this is all Drugstore on my face. I can't freaking believe it. All right, let's go on to lips. Lips. Stop it. Stop right now. I'm obsessed with right now is the Wetnwild Cloud Pouts. I mentioned these so much. I still haven't got them all to swatch them all. I want to swatch them all for you guys. The Cloud Pouts are absolutely amazing. They dry down, they don't transfer, they look bomb, they smooth out my lips because I have wrinkly, dry lips. They smooth them out, look so good. These are absolutely amazing. Definitely recommend them, and Wetnwild is so freaking affordable. I can't even believe it. Flufferoder. Oh, yes. Look at this. My perfect nude. Smooth. It smells amazing. Just look at this. These are beautiful. They're beautiful. Okay, and the gloss that is the star of the show, that is expensive as far as drugstore, I think this is an expensive gloss. This is the Maybelline Lifter Gloss. These glosses are amazing though. They really are. My favorite glosses of all time are the Pat McGrath glosses. They are really, really great. And I don't ever use any other gloss except when I found this one. I started using it because it's just, the formula is so good. It's so bomb. So this is my favorite one. I go between Amber and Reef. Amber and Reef are my two favorite ones. This one right here is Amber. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Oh, I love it. These glosses are so beautiful, so smooth. They're not sticky. They're just glossy and shiny and You guys, I love these glosses. If you haven't tried these glosses, if you don't like glosses that are gross and sticky and weird, these really do feel like a high-end gloss. These feel very similar to the Pat McGrath ones as far as like what I would expect an expensive gloss to feel like. This feels like it. I really love it. And they have a bunch of different colors. They have a good pigmentation on them, and they even have, I've heard that these are comparable to the Rihanna glosses, the Fenty glosses. These are supposed to be a dupe. So take it as you will. But I think that they're really good. Okay guys, so this is the finished look, how I ended up looking. I feel like I look like I'm wearing expensive makeup. I feel like my skin looks very juicy and healthy. And remember guys, I have dry skin. So I'm telling you, all these products are amazing. If you're looking for good drugstore products that perform like high-end products, this is it. I'll link everything down below. I hope you enjoyed this type of video with me talking about those products and putting them on at the same time. Let me know by smashing the like button. If you want me to do a high-end version where I talk about high-end products that are totally worth it, comment below. Let me know. And let me know if you want to see another part 2 where I talk about whole new products that perform like high-end products but are drugstore priced, let me know down below. I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.